Mack McCarthy joins us, already throwing daggers my way as we start the show. Coach Mack, how you doing, man?
I am good. Another good week. We're finding out a little bit more who might be an actual contender and who might not be an actual contender. The two big wins, I guess, were Indiana crushing a top 10 team, and we got to give Jamie his due,
Yeah.
and then Texas Tech. Billionaires everywhere celebrate. You can buy you a team. Apparently, they have one. Even the backup quarterback was scorching Utah, who's known to be a great defensive team, especially at home. So those two were. I don't know that they were surprises, but I think the maybe the margin of victory was a surprise. And then Ole Miss, steps up into the contender category, and it was fun. And this week is huge. We've got big games coming.
And I will be watching it because ECU plays Thursday, so I will be off Saturday. Um,
Excellent.
let's celebrate Jamie, give him his due. Indiana wins by a million.
Yeah.
The Colts are undefeated. The Reds are in a spot to make the playoffs. So all things coming up, Jamie, right now. And he did have a question, Mac, just so we could talk about his team. But
Okay.
he said, did you get a chance to watch Indiana? What do you think of Mendoza? And is this finally in the talk of Indiana being a pretender and lucky last year?
Yeah, I think it probably does indicate that, yeah, and they still, both things could be true. They still could have been a pretender last year. The schedule is going to be tougher, but that was impressive. That was impressive. That they took their soul away from them. A top 10 team that's known for being tough got out toughed, and what Signetti has done. One year you think okay, 2 years you begin to think maybe this guy's the real deal, and it really was impressive. Mendoza, saw him last year for Cal. Knew he was good. Knew he was actually an upgrade over the guy they had last year because he's a little bit more mobile, a little stronger arm. And of course, the guy last year at the end of the year, we find out he played with the torn ACL the whole year. But Mendoza and Mateer from Oklahoma right now are the guys you got to think about in terms of Heisman should their teams continue to win, and that remains to be seen.
I don't know what the numbers were. I didn't watch a lot of this game, but is Carson Beck in that conversation as Miami is now number two? And the question I wanted to ask you is, Mac, I don't remember the year the ACC went to Coastal and Atlantic. That has gone away now, but they
Yeah.
designed it that way. They put Florida
Yes.
State on one side, Miami on the other, so they could get a
Correct.
Miami Florida State championship. That happened exactly 0 times.
Yeah.
Is this the year we finally get that, Mac? Clemson loses again, so it's not just they're losing to big non-conference games. They've lost two ACC games. You
Yeah.
can put them out of the mix there. Miami looking really good. Florida State's going to be up there. Georgia Tech perhaps, but how about the ACC right now without Clemson at the top?
Yeah, it really was set up. They thought they were going to get a bunch of Miami, Florida State games in the championship, and Virginia Tech came in at the same time, won four of the first seven championships that they were in the league. Miami has never done well. I heard their radio guy talk about it. He blamed it on the ACC. I'm not sure. I'm not
Hmm.
sure you can figure out a way to do that, but no. Carson Beck did not have a good game the other night. Missed a lot of receivers and played well enough to get the win, but they won that game because of defense and the fact that they could run the ball and they big boyed a really physical Florida team a little bit. But Carson Beck's on a team that's going to be right in the conversation down to the end, so he can clearly get back in that conversation, which he probably was heading into this game. Just did not play well, and some other guys stepped up their game.
Mac McCarthy joining us. Big night at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, Mac. We got fireworks. We got a flyover, and credit to the fans at the beginning of the game because it was an awesome atmosphere. That cleared out maybe a little too quickly, but BYU had something to do with that, smothering the Pirates. One bad decision by Caden Hauser, one bad play call perhaps at your own 1 yard line, but he was not good, and Pirates kind of came up small in a big spot. They'll be under the lights again on national TV against Army on Thursday. I don't know how I feel about BYU in the grand scheme of things. They are in the top 25 now. They are another road favorite this week against Colorado, so interested to see what happens there. But did you watch ECU at all the other night, Coach Mack?
I did. I had 3 games going on and had the boxes up there and trying to keep up with everybody and flipping around for the sound and that kind of thing. It was really a great atmosphere. And of course, I've been there when things were rolling and you were getting 50,000 a game, and it was a fun time. I know how good and rowdy that stadium can be, and it was to start with. But Brigham Young was awfully good and had a lot of answers. And then the margin for error for the Pirates was pretty small, and
Yeah.
and unfortunately they made some of those errors.
No doubt. Some unforced errors, some forced errors as well.
Sure.
With what BYU was doing. And I went to the game, first game I've gone to in 3 years, and left at halftime to get ready for the fifth quarter. But I spent most of the fourth quarter yelling, "Bear can't throw. He can't throw." And a credit to their offensive coordinator and what they were doing, but he did make a few throws. He's a tough dude. So credit to Bear, Bachmeyer, and those Cougars.
What if you did the post game show from the parking lot?
That would be even rowdier than the one we already do, probably. So I'd probably get a beer can thrown in my head. So I'm gonna stay inside. Let's get to some picks. Jarrett, stick to your damn guns. Why didn't pick Texas Tech? You picked them to win the league. Why'd you pick Utah last week?
I thought I liked Utah. I don't know. It's week 3. I mean, this is a long season.
Right.
I thought Texas Tech could afford the loss, and going on the road was tough.
Well, let's stay in the Big 12. By the way, Mac and myself, 11-9. Jarrett, 8-12, with the picks that we're doing here on the program. Arizona State, my 3-unit dog of the day. It hits. Cannot wait to see Terry Long's ass in the Chili Water chat gang this week, who had something to say to me. But Arizona State gets it done. Do they get it done again, Coach Mack, against TCU? I feel like every week there's all right, this game could decide the Big 12 because there's so many teams that could win the Big 12. So it does make for fun games every week. Arizona State passed a big test against Baylor. They get another one against the Horned Frogs coming up this week.
Yeah, and I really like the Horned Frogs. Of course, the main one we saw them against was North Carolina, who can't play dead in the cowboy movie. So, but I like TCU. I like their offense, and they can score some points. It's going to be a heck of a game, and very interesting game. Like you said, there are a lot of people who talk about who can win it, but nobody's talked about them being a playoff producer. I mean, obviously somebody's going to make the playoff, but can they compete in the playoff? Arizona State, it was very competitive a year ago, so you would think maybe so. And Texas Tech sure looked the part the other night at Utah.
All right, who did you pick? TCU or
TCU.
Arizona State? Okay,
TCU.
I'm taking Arizona State. Sometimes I don't like saying this because it takes away from the other team, but Arizona State had the ball in Baylor's red zone so many times and either ended with field goals or zero. So you say, well, they could have won by more, but at the same time, you got to give TCU credit for bending and not breaking, I guess. But I think Arizona State left points on the field, could have won by more the other night. I'm gonna take them to stay hot and win this game, Jarrett.
Horned Frogs go into Tempe. Those people in Tempe know a little something about being horned up, so I got to give the devil its due. I'll take Arizona State. It's a wild school. It's a party school.
Mac, are you allowing that?
I'm 100% here for it. He may have prepped a little bit too much, but we'll take it.
All right, J-Bone, you're in with TCU.
No, Arizona State.
Oh, sorry.
He was giving the devil his due. Come on.
I apologize. No, when he said horned up, I didn't hear anything else. So. All right, USC at Illinois. This is a good kind of get off the mat week for some teams, including Illinois. And look, I picked them to go to the playoffs. So I picked them last week. We all picked them last week, by the way. Egg on all our faces. I'm gonna take them to win this week. I know what just happened, and I'm gonna ride the wave and say Illinois bounces back against USC. Mac.
Now, I'm sticking with Lincoln Riley. And Illinois let everybody down. It's going to be interesting. Who is that fourth team, or is there a fourth team in the Big Ten? There's Oregon, there's Penn State, there's Ohio State, but Michigan is wanting to make a case, and USC has quietly started 4-0. And I like USC. I
Wow.
think they are going to be that fourth team.
I hope Jamie turned off this segment after you praised Indiana because you just crapped on them there, Coach Mack. Are they not the fourth team?
No, I said there are teams trying to be that fourth team. I didn't
Okay.
say they weren't the fourth team.
All right. Okay. Indiana, not the fourth team, Jamie.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Jared.
Multiple teams are vying for that fourth spot.
I got you. Jared.
All right, Champaign and Trojans going to make for a great time, but I'll take the home team, Illinois.
All right, Mac, you signed off on this. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, that was not as strong, but okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, Maxter. LSU Ole Miss. I don't know. I'm going to let you go first here.
Yeah, and I had LSU and Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's not looking great, although it's still possible. LSU has just been kind of lethargic on offense, but I thought they were going to be, similar to the old days a couple years ago with Burrow and that kind of thing. But Ole Miss, I mean, the backup quarterback looks like a Heisman Trophy guy. So I'm going to go with Chambliss and Ole Miss, even though I am not on the Lane train.
All right. Jared, I still don't know what to do, so who you got?
LSU dogs on the road.
What's the over-under in this game?
Man, I don't know. Let's see. It is 55.5.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, home favorite for Ole Miss. I think Lane whiffs in this one for a big Ole Miss, and LSU gets it done on the road.
Okay. We got a whiff and a miss. I'm going to take LSU. And why? I don't know. Because I'm not on the Lane train, I guess. All right, Bama, Georgia. I feel like this game doesn't have the luster or something, Mac. Does it feel that way for a Bama, Georgia game, or am I wrong? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Alabama hadn't vaulted back into the national consciousness after losing that game the way they lost to Florida State to open the season, but they're quietly moving in the right direction. Georgia had a heck of a win last week, but their defense, showed some signs of last year, if you will. Gunnar Stockton was better than everybody expected. I think even better than they expected, but I am still on that DeBoer bandwagon, and I think they can go over there and win that football game.
I like Max sticking to his guns here. Kind of boring, but I'll just take whoever's at home. So I guess give me Georgia. What is the line in this game, Jared?
Let's see, 7:30. It is 2.5, Georgia.
Wow. Okay, so basically a pick 'em. Who you got?
DeBoer goes down to Georgia looking for a stole to steal, but Kirby outsmarts Kalen, and the Bulldogs roll over the Tide.
All right, let me show you how it's done.
That was better.
Thank you.
So you're taking Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. And can James Franklin win the big one, Coach Mack? Well, not the big one, but a big one.
No. I mean, this is a pick against his credibility. Oregon, has played a little better schedule than Penn State, but we don't really know what Penn State has. But this is absolutely a pick against James Franklin's ability.
Jared?
Yeah, Ducks go to Penn State and stick the Lanning. You're used to Ducks laying eggs. I think James Franklin lays a big egg here.
All right. He's overdue, past due.
I think we're beyond due conversation.
I know, yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, it's just do.
Jared, see what you've done. Now Max being all immature.
Hey, we're trying to have fun.
All right. I'm going to ride with my fellas here and take Oregon.
Nice.
Upset of the week, Oregon Penn State could be the pick here. I'm going to go outside of our games, Mac, and I'm going to take Syracuse over Duke. I mean, Duke showed up against NC State, but speaking of laying eggs, laid one at Tulane.
Is Duke actually favored?
Yes.
Yeah.
At Syracuse.
That's nice.
No,
Yeah.
I like that pick.
Okay, well, that's what I'm going with. Cuse over Duke. Sounds like Mac likes that as well. Mac, you got Oregon. Is that your official upset pick, or you got anything else?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta double down with that.
All right.
I wanted to go Oregon, but I don't like to pick the games that are laid out for us. I don't want to follow you either. I was going to pick Cuse, so I don't even know if I like this one, but I'll go Arkansas over Notre Dame.
Okay.
At Arkansas.
Big win for my number one team on the G5 poll, Memphis, who were down by quite a bit in that game, Mac. But that was a good win to come back and beat
Very
Arkansas.
impressive. Yeah, they just got that guy. That guy just got a number of job offers.
Yeah, and I don't mind picking against ECU. I wouldn't mind my upset of the week being Army or getting points against ECU. To be honest, how you feel about that game, Mac?
It's scary. I mean, we know the history there hadn't been great, but I found it very interesting that the line wasn't like a pick 'em kind of game. But they did lose at home to Tarleton State too. So go Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like ECU's going to bounce back, but like Max said, history kind of scares me a little bit. G5 poll, I'm keeping. I got Memphis at the top, keeping UNLV in. They're still undefeated. God, man, it's crazy. Like week 0, Mac? They almost lost to an FCS team, and and right now, kind of forget about that because they're undefeated.
Their opponents' combined record is 0-12.
Hey, win what's in front of you. I'll keep USF and Tulane in there. Tulane, bad showing. And shout out to North Texas, also undefeated. But they beat Army in a really good one on Saturday on the road in overtime. So I'm going to give a little love to the Mean Green here. Any college football stuff before we talk NASCAR and wrap it up, Mac?
No, it's crazy that we've got college basketball news sometimes, but in the middle of football season. But no, I would like to move right on into NASCAR this week anyway.
Oh, because Ryan Blaney was a winner, Jarrett.
One quick thing: Oklahoma's the real deal.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Real deal.
No.
Oh, I put an asterisk by that and mark that on the tape.
All right.
It has been marked.
17 and some change in.
Ryan Blaney got the win. Coach Mack did not watch the race, but congratulations.
He had the best car, although Josh Berry was catching him. We don't know if that was team orders for him not to pass Ryan Blaney in those closing laps. And then I love we got a little controversy. Denny Hamlin dumps his owner's grandson in the middle of the race and talks crap to him. So tune in this week.
That was my favorite. I've watched most of the race and the Denny and Ty Gibbs stuff because I hate Ty Gibbs. I'm not a fan of really anybody in JGR, but I hate Ty Gibbs the most. So to see him get spun out was the highlight of my day. I mean,
there were a lot of cheers, I think.
You got the 11, 20, and 19 racing for a championship, and Ty Gibbs is like, well, I'm fighting for 11th. And it's like, move out of the way. You're fighting for nothing.
You know what the highlight of my day was, Jarrett?
What's that?
I don't know. There was a bunch of them. A whole lot of highlights yesterday. Mac, before we let you go, you have history at Auburn, of course. Some big news, although you didn't seem shocked by this. So
No.
you talk to folks and know things that I don't know. Bruce Pearl, I don't think it's official yet as far as the time of this taping, but the plan is for him to retire immediately, and his son is going to take over. Is that right?
Well, he was going to get his son the job one way or another, and what better time than coming off a great season? And don't be surprised if we don't predict political stuff on this show, but don't be surprised if he's not the next senator from the state of Alabama.
All right, we'll have him and Tommy Tuberville up there making
For better or for worse.
making policy. We'll talk more about that. Jarrett Watkins will be at ECU basketball practice bright and early tomorrow morning, Mac, as we get into basketball and football mode here. So there you go.
Yeah, they're excited. Talked to Mike Perry a long time the other day, and they think they've got some folks that can help them win even more games.
Mac, one of my favorite, probably my favorite segment of the week when Washington loses, so we can just focus on college football. When Washington wins, maybe my second favorite of the week because we didn't get to talk Commanders. But Jalen Lane, your Hokie, with a big punt return. Yeah, looking good.
You.
I like the kid.
Yeah, he's a quick kid and was an outstanding punt returner. You know, he always catches the ball first of all, but he can take it to the house, and he did that. And I know he dropped the touchdown pass earlier, but he can make a big play now.
I liked him in the post game too. Seems like a good dude. They asked him, how winded are you after a play like that? And he said, "Man, with that adrenaline going, I could have ran right back down the other way on the field." He was ready for more. So good to see one of your Hokies helping my boys out. Mac, great stuff, man. Well, have a great week, and I look forward to being like you on Saturday, watching football and hopefully eating some good food and enjoying it.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.